Hi everyone and welcome to Generation 4 of our Crybaby Whims challenge. If you're coming back from Generation 3, welcome back, but if you're new, don't be scared. I know that Generation 4 sounds quite big and scary, but I'll make sure that you can follow everything easily. But if you do want to catch up, I'll leave the link in the description. I would definitely recommend it because I love this series. It's the most fun that I've ever had in The Sims. But now, let's get to know our sim that we'll be playing with, Rosalie. So this is Rosalie Lockhart, Generation 4 of this challenge. She just aged up into a teenager, so if you watched Generation 3, the last time you saw her was when she was a child, but it's been a couple of days in game, so she aged up just now. And before I tell you more about Rosalie, let's just look at the rest of the household. So Rosalie lives with her grandmother, who is called Flora. She is my Generation 2 of this challenge, and they also recently rescued this horse and they named her Lily. I'll talk about her a bit later as well. But now let's jump back to Rosalie, so I can tell you a little bit more about her and what we'll be doing with her. So I decided not to actually share the rules of the challenge with you. Of course that you can look them up, and I will link them in the description, and I'll also write them out in the description like I usually do. But I'm not going to be reading them out right now because they do contain a lot of spoilers. The rules of this challenge usually are really spoiler heavy when it comes to the storyline, so I don't really want you to hear everything that's going to be happening with Rosalie. But if you want to read it, feel free to. And of course there's a lot more that I also have in mind for Rosalie when it comes to the storyline. Basically the rules are just a general guide, but all you need to know right now is that the main theme in Rosalie's life is going to be primarily romance, but also general relationships with other Sims. I do also need to show you Rosalie's traits, so let's take a little look at that. So Rosalie is, by the challenge rules, romantic and a bookworm. Romantic makes sense because a lot of her story is going to be revolving around romance, as you'll see. And a bookworm, she has loved books ever since she was basically an infant, because her grandmother read her books a lot and then that love just grew and grew. So she's a proper bookworm right now. And a lot of the extra traits that she got, let's go through those as well. Funnily enough, although she lives in a cottage, which you'll see in a second, she actually got this trait that she's not really good at taking care of plants, which is quite ironic, but it makes sense because she actually grew up inside my Shuno. She was a happy infant despite everything that's been going on in her life. She got this athletic build trait, which is really interesting. I feel like everyone since Generation 2 has been getting this one. She actually has high self-esteem, which is really exciting. The one I find the most interesting is that she's actually a trickster by nature, which is absolutely fascinating to me because of Rosalie's mother. Rosalie's mother, Aspen, my Generation 3, has unfortunately recently passed away because she got into a lot of trouble with really bad people. She was, for the most of her life, an absolutely awful criminal, and she did pay for it. She was in a really big conflict with some awful people. She got injured and she did die as a result of those injuries. She died recently, but as I said, she was pretty much evil for the most of her life, except a bit at the end. So it is quite fascinating that Rosalie actually did inherit a bit of this, not really evilness, but at least a tiny bit of it. So maybe that's something to look out for. And finally, before we start playing, I also want to show you where they live. So they live at this beautiful cottage in Henford-on-Bagley on a very private lot far away from everyone, so they have a lot of peace and quiet and safety. So just a quick little tour if you need a recap or if this is the first time that you're seeing everything. But we have this living room, kitchen, bathroom area. The color scheme for Generation 2, whose house this is, was pink and white, so that's why everything is just so pink. But here to the side we actually have the bedroom that was belonging to Rosalie's mother, who did die recently, and it's just been sitting here because they don't really know what to do with it, so everything just kind of stayed the way that it is. And if we go upstairs, we have this general little PC and reading nook. It's just kind of like hallway slash office area with also a lot of family pictures, lots of memories that Flora and Rosalie can cherish. We have Flora's, her grandmother's bedroom, a small shared bathroom, and Rosalie's bedroom. And you can see that the color scheme here is quite different, and the style as well. The colors for this generation are red and orange, so we're going in a bit of a different theme with her. Oh, and the outside, of course, I need to show you because it's absolutely beautiful. So we have Flora's big, beautiful garden. She does a lot of flower arranging, so she has a huge garden garden for all of that, and also to, you know, keep everyone fed. But we also do have quite a bit of animals. When you last time saw them, they just purchased a bit of chickens, but they also have a cow now which needs to be taken care of, and a horse. I did show off Lily in cast for a second, but they got a few more animals just to kind of have the cottage be like proper and functional. I do want to show you more stuff, but she does have to go to school kind of soon, so let me just stop you from reading and actually have you maybe go downstairs before you do have to go to school and just do like a bit of yoga, just practice a bit of yoga, because this is something that really helps her kind of relax and unwind. If we look at her character values, she has pretty much everything that's like kind of okay. Her conflict resolution is quite terrible because of her, you know, evil mother and all the arguments and everything that she was listening to when she was a really small child. It was a really tense and stressful home situation, so she never really learned how to deal with stuff like conflict because it was always really intense, and her emotional control didn't really go anywhere with all of that either. It's not negative, but it's not positive. So her and Flora have recently started going to therapy together as a family, and their therapist recommended that she maybe starts doing yoga and also to get a pet maybe, so that's why they got Lily. It's not really a traditional pet like a cat or a dog, but I feel like it's an interesting choice and it's definitely enhancing this little farm experience. Oh right, and before we go to school, I do want to show you. So this is the little family graveyard area, which is unfortunately quite large. So we have her mother buried here and also her uncle and her grandfather. It's a whole thing. There's a lot of loss and death in this family, but if you are coming back from previous generations, I think that you would like to see that they finally have some peace here. But speaking of peace, hopefully this really is helping Rosalie to kind of mentally prepare for her first day of school as well, which is about to start right now. So let's join her. Here she is, and so many people are here, so you should definitely start to introduce yourself to everyone. Try to make some friends as soon as possible, so try to be super friendly. And a lot of these sims are actually the sims that you made, so let me know if you recognize any of them. I did makeovers, so maybe they look a little bit different, but I did my best to keep them looking the same. But if you ever want to submit more sims that you want me to add, feel free to add them to the gallery with the hashtag thilsey. But I do need you to just do some more like little things to get to know people, but you do actually need to go and chat with the principal to learn about your new school. So although I really am enjoying chatting with people, we actually have stuff to do. Hopefully this is gonna go well and you leave the best first impression on the principal for your first ever day. Don't mess this up. So let's see if that's gonna go okay. That's a good first impression. I'm really happy with that. I don't think I'll really bother about like asking about new school. I can never find this interaction, I swear. So maybe we could just do like discussing general interest, just so we have a bit of chats with the principal and he can give you an intro and a schedule. Well, apparently he did already because she is off to class, so let's not miss that. I think that this is your classroom, so you just go in there, get a good seat and try to be a great student, and we can kind of snoop around, see who's in your class. And I'm not going to be distracting her, so you just take your notes, but I'm going to take a little look, see maybe who's your sim. So I know that he is, and Chastity, we need to introduce ourselves to her. Annie, we have Kai, Victor, Ibrahim, he's not one of your sims, I don't think. Angelique, oh, you met her already and she's sitting next to you, we can maybe be friends with her. We also have Freddie and Lola. So you are taking your notes, but can you maybe just chat with the person next to you? Would that be bad? Maybe just ask her about like what does she do outside of school maybe, or if she has any hobbies. Maybe don't ask about woohoo, oh my god, that's just so forward, but try to just do like a bit of small talk. Just ask her about her day. I don't think that she can actually do that while she's in class, which is so frustrating. At least she's writing down some notes and she's looking so cute in her little uniform. She's actually all like properly dressed up for her first ever day. I love that she wants to make the best first impression, and I feel like she does care deeply about school. She is only on C right now, but she's probably going to be on a B really quickly, and she definitely wants to be really well educated. She is super into books, so I feel like that's just by default that she just wants to be more into that. But let's chat with Angelique, see what she's up to, what she's doing, who she is. She is sitting right next to you, so might as well get to know her first. Maybe just enthuse about your interests a little bit. But if you are feeling hungry, okay, you're not feeling hungry, so I guess we don't really have to go grab lunch, but we probably shouldn't be like trapping her into conversation here if she's hungry. But you can show off her outfit, tell her how excited you are about your uniform, and you're actually wearing matching ones. That's so cute. And I feel like they're getting on so well. I don't want to focus on just Angelique. We probably should be getting to know more people. So maybe we should actually go to the lunch area, or, well, we just have this one guy here who's leaving as well. So yeah, I feel like we should go. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe we should actually claim a locker. So that's your locker now, and I could decorate it in a bit of, oh, dark academia. That's kind of the style that I wanted to go with for her, and that's looking so cute. It fits her so well. But I could introduce you to Chastity here. She's just right there, and we could see what she's up to. She looks a little bit intimidating. She just looks so like fashionable and beautiful. Oh, you don't really have the best first impressions. That's actually such a shame. Let's see. Oh, you do think that she's stuck up. I was like low-key trying to say that. She's absolutely gorgeous, but I feel like she's definitely intimidating. And she thinks that Rosalie's clingy. Oh no, maybe she just thinks that Rosalie's a bit like too forward, trying to introduce herself to everyone. That's such a shame. She's just trying to make friends, but you have good compatibility, and first impressions can be a little bit tricky, so they don't have to mean anything. But I guess that I'll just kind of leave you alone. I can just maybe like just do a little hip bump and leave you be on your way, because you obviously don't feel like chatting that much. So okay, that went well. So I guess that they don't really hate each other, so you could just move on to the next person and introduce yourself to Chaz, who seems to be extremely fascinated with this vending machine. Did it like take your money or something? No? Oh, you want to be coming over to chat with us? Are you not intimidated by two pretty girls? No? Okay, you're doing well. Oh my god, why do they have a romance bar? Hello, what's happening with that? No, they don't. It's just a bit buggy. Okay, that's weird. But Chaz seems to like her quite a bit, so that's really nice. Whisper about the crush. Oh my god, you have a crush on someone? I don't think so, but still, that's just terrifying. But why don't we go to the actual cafeteria area and see who's here? There's actually so many people here, so why don't we all just go chat here together and maybe involve some more people into the conversation. So you know Lola already. Maybe you can meet Kai. Oh, he's coming to you. I feel like so bad that everyone's coming to her, but she does seem to be a bit of a center of attention, so I guess I'll take it. I wanted her to go over to his table. No? Oh my god, where are you going? Who are you meeting now? Oh, we went to chat with Kirsten, who also seems just so fascinated by the vending machine. What's even offered here? What can you purchase here? Because like everyone's going to this thing and just staring at it. Oh, but you have good first impressions, so I guess that hanging out by the vending machine is familiar to me as well. It was very popular in my school, so yeah, this seems to be like the water fountain type of deal. Look, everyone's here. That's crazy. But I mean, while Kai is here, you might as well just do our introduction, see what's happening with him. Oh, I feel like everyone's going to class already. Maybe we should just leave the vending machine and everyone else alone and just start getting ready for class. Oh no, she was a bit late. Hopefully the teacher won't mind too much. Oh no, it's still lunch. Oh, you went to sit in the front row. Wow, no one's even sitting with you, being such a little nerd. That's such a shame. Oh, actually, Angelique is coming to sit next to her. I feel like these two will be like best friends immediately. Look at that. That's so sweet. She sat next to her 2 classes in a row. I don't even know if those seats are like assigned or whatever, so that might be a huge coincidence, but in a really good way, because I feel like we can be really close to Angelique. We did learn that she's also from Henford and Bagley, so maybe they're even neighbors, so it kind of makes sense that these two would be the friendliest at first. But she did meet quite a lot of people in her class already, so I feel like she's doing so well. She introduced herself to like most of the students in here for her first ever day of school, and for being so isolated as a child. She didn't really have any friends because of her life, situation. She couldn't really go and just casually hang out and do whatever. She's doing so well. I guess that she was super eager to meet people. She's feeling so confident. I feel like this is so good for her. Look, as soon as the class ended, she's chatting with Angelique immediately. These two are definitely getting on so well. Let's see how she did today though. So she turned in some good work and took some good notes today. So it wasn't really spectacular, but to be fair, she did focus on socializing the most. So we could start maybe doing some more introductions to everyone before everyone runs off home, because it's only 3 p.m, so I feel like people will probably be sticking around for a little bit longer. Wait, I really love this for her, and he's teaching her all about the T-posing challenge. Let's not do that. I absolutely do not want to see any T-posing today. Oh, and we also have someone else in the classroom. Do you want to join in on the conversation, Freddie? No, you don't want to. Okay, that's fine. We're not going to be chasing you around. But these three are having a really nice chat. Oh no, you really want her to do the T-posing challenge? I don't think so. Maybe we should just leave school grounds because it is getting kind of late, so she didn't really get a chance to grab lunch today, so why don't about we go and eat some food together before we have to go home. So we're going to be going all the way from Culperdale back to Henford on Bagley. But the problem with that is that they're all teenagers. It's not that easy for them to travel. They have curfews and whatnot. So Victor or anyone else couldn't quite join them. But Rosalie and Angelique will just go to this local casual restaurant. Angelique lives literally down the street. Rosalie is a bit further away, but it is still in the neighborhood, so I feel like it's gonna be okay. Here we are at this beautiful, beautiful local restaurant, so let's quickly request a table because I feel like this place will get super full because it's quite small. So say hi to Angelique, but you do need to be requesting a table, so please hurry up. There's people swarming in already. And it's actually quite nice today, so I decided to have them be seated outside. So let's order for the table. And since they are just teenagers, they're both gonna be having a lemonade. None of this stuff, it's a bit too early for that. And we'll just get a main, nothing else, because we did just kind of have to skip on lunch in school, so we can just get like something nice and filling. And it's gonna be quite cheap, so that's really reasonable for like a teenager budget. So let's order and then chat with Angelique some more, see what she's like. That's kind of the point, to get to know her. So we do know that she's Henford and Bagley local already, that she lives nearby, and she does seem to know quite a bit about this place. Rosalie doesn't, because she actually grew up in San Myshuno. She grew up in the city. She literally just moved to the cottage. It's all quite new and familiar to her. She's not really even that interested, because we did see that she actually doesn't really have this like skill to take care of plants and everything. It's not really something that she's super used to. So maybe getting closer with her friends that is a local and knows stuff is gonna make her a little bit more comfortable. My game's not really comfortable about all of that, okay. But they just became good friends. And although Rosalie does live with her grandmother, who she has a really nice relationship with, she's mostly just in her cottage because her grandmother is just kind of just tired from everything that's been going on in her life. She finally found some peace in the cottage. She doesn't really want to go anywhere, leave. So Rosalie's also just kind of stuck there, doesn't really know what to do, where to go, because everything's so unfamiliar to her. And she wasn't really that excited to be here. She got used to living in the city, but maybe getting to know this place through a friend will give her a whole new perspective. So okay, our food is here already, so we can get on that. Oh, and here's Brian. That's one of her deceased mother's friends. Maybe we should say hello, but we are focusing on Angelique now, so I'm not gonna. But what did you think about everyone at school? Do you have any like opinions? Let's do a bit of gossip. Maybe ask about the guy that we've been chatting with about Victor, since we did chat with him together. So do you have any like opinions on him, or maybe like something else? Because we know that Rosalie has a lot of romance on her mind. She did just recently get into reading a lot of romance books. And oh, Chastity found out that you're at lunch with Angelique. Hopefully she's not like jealous or anything. She was invited, everyone was, but you two would just live the closest. What is she gonna be saying about Victor? Probably nothing much. She just literally met him, basically didn't even meet him. But we know that Rosalie just recently got into like super romantic books and whatnot, so she does have romance on her mind. Maybe you could be asking Angelique, like, do you have any like crushes on someone now that we're in high school and we're all like big and grown up? Do you have a crush on someone? Did you like anyone that we saw at school today? And Angelique is probably saying not really. She hasn't thought about it that much. She's even a little bit bored with the conversation, which is I guess fair enough, but she's gonna be returning the question just to be nice to Rosalie. And Rosalie's like, well, I guess not really. We did meet a lot of people, but I don't really know who I'm into, so maybe I should look into that. What am I looking for? Who am I attracted to? Let's maybe try to ponder that a little bit. This conversation where Angelique has made her realize that she doesn't know what she's looking for. She's looking for a big, great, wonderful romance now that she's finally a teenager and surrounded by other teenagers, but she doesn't know quite what she's looking for. So I think I'm just gonna let fate decide. So I think I'm bisexual. So she definitely has a lot of options. Although this is really not good for the story at all, so I'll have to get rid of it, unfortunately. But interesting to know. Maybe she's just not really looking to fully jump into a romantic relationship, but I literally cannot have this because it's literally the opposite of her. Oh gosh, but it is 9 p.m. already. They finished their meal like ages ago, and Angelique, I feel like, is getting a little bit bored and a little bit tired. Fair enough, we have to go to school. It is a school night after all. You do have to do your homework and everything, so how about we just pay for the meal and go home? And honestly, she's not really supposed to be going out that much. It's surprising that she doesn't have a really strict curfew considering everything, and that she is kind of in danger from dangerous people. So let's just go home. I'm gonna have her go tell her grandma all about her wonderful day that she just had. Her first ever day of school went so amazing. She made some really good friends. Actually, one really close friend already. So that's so exciting and so new for Rosalie because she was just so isolated for her entire childhood. But now she's finally feeling so much more free and she's so confident for once and actually loving life. Flora is really happy for her and everything, but she is a little bit worried because we do still have a lot of enemies to look out for. All of Rosalie's mother's enemies are also their enemies and they are still out there. Maybe not looking for them, but who knows? It's good to stay safe. So Flora is warning Rosalie to still be careful and be on the lookout. She's really trying to explain it, like, no, let's not hug it out. I do need to tell you, this is super important. Please stay careful whenever you're outside. So it is still like a little bit tense that Rosalie's going. I feel like Flora is kind of lecturing her about, you know, responsibilities and staying safe and all of that. So although Rosalie is getting a little bit more freedom, it's still like not fully freedom because she has to be looking over her shoulder constantly. I think that Rosalie is relatively safe because all of the enemies don't know what she's looking like. The last time they saw her, she was a child or even younger, but still Flora wants to make sure that Rosalie is good and safe, especially after what happened to her daughter Aspen. She will be super protective of Rosalie all the time. But I should definitely have Rosalie focus on her homework. Finally, it is 11 p.m. and she literally just started, but I did say that she wants to be a good student. She's literally gonna be on a B tomorrow, but don't let that make you like relax too much because you do need to still do your homework. So although you had like a wonderful afternoon and everything with you and your friends, you do need to work on that and not neglect school. She is kind of bored and she's getting more and more bored. I think that she is just so excited that she finally has a social life that she doesn't really want to focus on anything else right now, which I can understand her for sure, but she can't really neglect everything else. But they're also chatting just a little bit about how their last therapy session went. I could actually have Laura ask her that. So they didn't go today because Rosalie did go and be with her friend, which is okay, but maybe we should ask how that went for her when they went, I think yesterday just before I started recording. And I would like to have them go multiple times per week because that's something that they definitely need. So you could just ask her in general how she's doing. I don't think that she's like too excited about this conversation. She's not really as upset with everything as Flora is, of course. Flora recently lost her second child and it was just like a whole situation. It was really messy. And Rosalie got over it relatively quickly because she was never close with her mother because Flora was the one raising her from the start and she's not really grieving or anything anymore, but Flora is definitely really still suffering and she's trying to make sure that Rosalie's also getting over everything. But Rosalie kind of got over everything. That's the problem. She's basically just on her phone while Flora is trying to like comfort her about her mother and everything, but Rosalie just doesn't really seem to be that interested anyway. She's mostly just going to therapy to please Flora, that's kind of it. But you could at least say that you hope that things will be better for you two in the future and that your grandma will finally be calm and happy. I'm sure that she's going to be really appreciating that, but we do need to go to sleep. It's almost 2 a.m. Oh, and it's actually Summerfest today, so she's not going to school. I didn't even realize. Well, you can sleep in then. But Flora, I will have to wake you up because there's a lot that we need to do because we have so many animals and responsibilities, so we can't really be just taking the day off just because it's a holiday. Oh, Rosalie, you did actually wake up. Sorry to be creeping on you while you're on the toilet, but she did wake up and she's absolutely miserable and just desperate for some fun. Well, you know what? Let's take care of you and then maybe we can do something fun for Summerfest, but it is a little bit early for that. Maybe she could actually try to serve some breakfast. I'm not really sure how wise that is, especially because, okay, she's in a bit of a better mood now, but she's not that good at cooking, but I do want her to learn, especially because she's living with her grandmother who has been an elder for a while, so I feel like Flora won't be around for like very long, so we do need to be preparing Rosalie to be taking care of herself fully, so I'm just gonna let you do a bit of cooking while Flora's taking care of everything else, and she's on level 3 already, so I feel like she's doing kind of alright. And Flora is fully in her element. She's absolutely loving this. She's finally fully happy for once, and I really love that for her. Oh, and you did make breakfast, and it's actually excellent quality. Great job, Rosalie. She is still massively bored though. Maybe doing a bit of meditating after everything is going to be helping her to kind of gather her thoughts thoughts and figure out what she wants to do, who she wants to hang out with, and even how she's going to be spending the day today. So she definitely has a lot on her mind, but at least it's positive for once. Oh, but I see that Lily needs some attention because she's feeling scared of something. So let's maybe try to focus on her for a little bit. I'm sure that it's not really easy to meditate when you have a horse freaking out right next to you anyway, so you might as well focus on her for a little while. But you could also maybe try chatting with Flora and asking permission if you can go somewhere for Summerfest, because it does seem a bit of a waste to just spend it home, especially because the weather is so nice. Oh, I think that Flora's actually coming over to chat anyway, so you could be asking her for permission to go somewhere. She doesn't really have anything in mind, but it's just so nice and it's a holiday. She's really eager to see her friends, and Flora can definitely see that as well. Although she is a bit hesitant to let Rosalie just go and be out there wherever where she's potentially in danger. Flora also knows that she can't really keep her at the cottage forever. Rosalie does need to develop as a person and have her own life and everything, especially because Flora's not going to be around for long, so Rosalie does need to understand how life works. Oh, but she likes gossip. That's so funny. Hopefully she doesn't like it in a mean way, so she uses it as a mischievous thing. We need to be careful when it comes to that, because Aspen's genes will definitely come through then. But we can just say yes, she just likes to be talking about people. She's meeting a lot of people recently, so she has a lot to talk about. That kind of makes sense. But Flora is saying that she's free to go somewhere, spend the day with her friends, as long as she stays safe, and she's promising that she will. So we'll be going from Henford on Bagley, from our tiny little cottage, to maybe beautiful Solani. This is the first time that Rosalie is going to be here, and I feel like it makes sense because it is Summerfest, so it's the perfect place to go. So we'll go to this beautiful beach, and we'll kind of invite everyone. Definitely Angelique, because she's not really a neighbor, but she's nearby, and it'll be easy to just bring her along. And it is a holiday, so I feel like most other teens will have a bit more freedom because it's not like a school day, so they'll be able to travel a bit further. So we can take most of our friends from school. We can take Chastity and Lola. We haven't spoken to that much, but they seem to be having good compatibility, so I kind of like that. You did meet Annie as well, so we'll definitely invite her. Oh, you don't really have good compatibility with Kirsten, so I guess that vending machine talk didn't really go that well, but we'll try to patch things up a little bit. Definitely invite Victor, because you two were starting to be kind of good friends. We have Chaz, he's familiar, and we also have Douglas. Okay, I can't invite him, but we have quite a big crew with us, so hopefully it's gonna be fun. So the entire group is here. Everyone's just running around everywhere. They're super excited because this beach just seems so beautiful. Of course that she's chatting with Angelique first, because she does seem to be her kind of like best friends already at this point, which I absolutely love. But Chastity's coming over to chat as well. She did seem really like intimidating and everything, but she does seem like she's actually a really nice girl, which is a really good sign. So she's building up a really decent group of friends. I see that Victor is on the way to chat as well. But how about we just go and immediately go into the water all together. Oh, Lola's first one to be here with you, so maybe we can do like, well, we can't really do splashing because we're literally like ankle deep in water. Oh, she did have an option to flirt with Chastity. Interesting. While you are here, we know that you're bisexual, so why don't you scope your surroundings just so I kind of see who you're into. She hasn't noticed anybody interesting, really. Wow, she's being picky and quite whiny about it as well. She definitely thought that once she starts meeting a little bit more people that she would instantly find the one. It would be like a fairy tale. Maybe she's starting to be like a little bit disappointed because she's realizing that love at first sight might not necessarily be a thing. So you kind of do have to get to know people before you can start falling in love. So she's feeling a little bit impatient, but still, let's chat with Lola. You can build a sand sculpture together. Hopefully not in the water because it's definitely just going to be like a mud pile. Oh my god, they're literally doing that in the water. Rosalie, that's not how you do it. Please. Even Lola is like, what are you doing? That's going to be so disgusting. I agree. Look at that. No, absolutely not. She's like, nope, bye. Let's stop this nonsense. Literally everyone run away from you. We could all come dance together. Oh, and the grades are in. She's officially a B student. This is definitely a good way to celebrate all of it. But anyway, start chatting with more people. So we have Annie here. She's from Chestnut Ridge, so that's already so much variety. I think that we learned that Chastity is from Sun Sequoia, I think, or from the city. Lola as well, and we know that Angelique is from Henford and Bagley. Kai, oh, you haven't actually introduced yourself to Kai. Do a funny introduction. He is from Solani, so this is definitely his usual territory. He's super comfortable here. I forgot where Victor is from. I think that he's from the city as well. So she's already meeting just so many different people with so many different experiences and backgrounds. She has been really craving all of this diversity. So it's just really fascinating to see what everyone's lives were like and what they have to say. I'll also have a couple of them play here together. So she's gonna be playing this with Kai. So she kind of learns a little bit more about Solani because he knows everything about this place. I'm sure that she'd be super interested to hear stuff about it. We also have Kirsten here because we are trying to kind of patch things up because apparently we're not getting on that well, but she would kind of like to. And of course Victor, because he's really trying to be a friend, but we're not really getting close with him. So let's work on that. Compliment his outfit. That's not a very big outfit to compliment. Don't know how I feel about that, but maybe also try like throwing some confetti on Kirsten. Hopefully she's not gonna mind and make that like a bad thing. Oh, but you're getting on with Kai quite well as well. So we could brighten his day a little bit and hear more about Solani. She definitely wants to hear about the local experiences. That's also foreign to her. All of this feels like the books that she read and everything. Now she's finally experiencing something so different. It's like a book in real life. It's so exciting and fresh and unique. And while they're playing that, I did notice that a couple of them have decided to leave already. So I'm just gonna be building up a little club so we can meet up with people a lot easier. So I'm definitely adding Angelique in there. Lola, Chastity, Annie. Those seem to be the people that she's getting on with the most. We also have Victor, Kai. Okay, we can add as many people as we fit. Okay, no. So Kirsten, we have bad compatibility. We have really good compatibility with Kai actually. So sorry Victor, but he's gonna be stealing your spot. Makes sense because he's a Solani local anyway, so we kind of value his opinions and experiences today for Summerfest, so we need him around. But I think that after you finish this game, I feel like we should maybe offer something to eat to everyone. So how about we try? I don't think it's gonna go that well because she's not good at cooking, but we could at least try to maybe like make a grand feast here and just do like a bit of veggies just so we make sure that like if anyone's a vegetarian, they can have this. Hopefully that's gonna go well. It's gonna be ready in 2 hours. Oh no, but it's already 6 p.m. We kind of can't really stay that long, especially because she promised to Flora that she's gonna be really safe and responsible. Well, while we wait for the food, we can at least hang out in the water. We can do a bit of splashing and be funny and silly, just joke around a little bit with everyone, still get to know everyone because although they are becoming friends, they're not all like super close quite yet. They did meet like literally yesterday. Oh, Kai's coming over, say hi to him. Maybe try to involve him in the fun and maybe he can also recommend some places to go. Where are you two going? Hello, I guess that he did recommend something. Oh my god, is he recommending the jet ski? Oh, that'll be kind of fun. And Kai is apparently so fun to be around. I mean, he is recommending some really fun things, so I'm not surprised. Oh my god, look at her just zooming around on that jet ski. Oh my gosh, she literally almost just ran over that person. That's crazy. That doesn't really seem that safe, to be completely honest. Maybe Kai was being a little bit stupid to recommend this to her. Maybe he should have gone with her. I do kind of have to stop her because I think that the food is ready. Oh, and everyone's coming over. It's just so sweet that everyone's like having a bit of food that she made. I absolutely love that she had this amazing day at the beach. Although Flora might be a little bit mad because it is 10 p.m. already, so we might have to go really soon. But to be fair, she is staying quite safe and I am trying to look out for her and see if anyone sus is coming over. But it's just her friends chilling at this beach, so I feel like she's gonna be completely fine and hopefully Flora's not gonna be too upset. Maybe you should at least like send her a message just to tell her that like, oops, time was going by so quickly, you didn't notice how late it was, so hopefully she's not gonna be like too mad. And maybe just tell her that you'll be on your way soon as soon as you finish your meal. Oh, but she does want to do something romantic. With who though? So you find Kai basic looking. Angelique is also basic looking. Okay, Chastity is attractive. That's the best one that we have so far. Lola is also basic looking. Wow, she's so hard to please. Interesting. Kirsten, who she has bad compatibility with, she actually finds very attractive. I feel like she's already daydreaming about this like enemies to lovers kind of trope with Kirsten. Who knows? Victor she also finds very attractive. Maybe that's why she's feeling a little bit shy to talk to him. And Annie is also basic looking. But I did have to send her home because she's just so tired. So she didn't end up doing anything romantic, although she really wants to. I have that pinned and she does want to do that for her aspiration as well. She does have to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend and go on 2 dates, so she has a bit of romance on her mind, but nothing for now, especially because she doesn't have any proper candidates in mind. But I think I'm just gonna end it here with Rosalie peacefully sleeping after a couple of really good days when it comes to her social life finally. So if you want to see what's gonna be happening next, if she's maybe going to finally be doing something romantic, because she has that on her mind for sure, you can click right here for the next episode. I hope that you love this first episode of a Generation 4 and that you'll be sticking around to see Rosalie's story. Bye!